Is the man you're dating not valuing you? Is the man you're dating not really making you a priority? Don't you really feel appreciated? Let's change this once and for all. My name is Maria and I'm a Mars, Venus and NLP coach, and I teach women like yourself about men, dating, relationships, but also your own role in this, so you do have success in love. And in this video I'm gonna be teaching you how to make a man value you, prioritize you as a woman in his life. And I'm gonna be taking you through 3 steps to do this. Because the man that you're dating now is, for example, not really texting you back like you want to. He replies 2 days later, not at all. Or maybe you get like half a message back from him. Or it could be happening as well that you ask him, so when do we see each other again? And he's like, well, I will let you know. And he never brings it up again. Or you ask him a question and he leaves you in the gray area. So he doesn't really give an answer. And you feel like he is not prioritizing you. You feel that he's not valuing you as the woman that you really are. And that's what I really want to help you with in this video. We're going to change this once and for all. Before I do that though, I do want to give you a gift. Because some men you simply should not date. Why? Not because they're not great people, not great men, but because they cannot give you what you're looking for. Some men are just not relationship material or dating material that leads to a relationship. So therefore, I really want to help you in this, because what I see a lot is that women invest their precious time and their heart into these types of men. And there are actually 5 types of men you really want to avoid during dating. And therefore, I wrote the ebook 5 Types of Men to Avoid During Dating. So you're not investing your precious time and heart in a Mr. Wrong, and you start attracting the right men for you. Where can you find this free ebook? I will make sure that you can find it in the description below, so you can download it and start reading and start attracting the right partner for you. So let's dive into the video, and I'm gonna be taking you through the 3 steps to really make men value you, prioritize you. How you do that? So first of all, step 1 is you start listening to your gut feeling. We all have this gut feeling. Like, ooh, something is not right. Something doesn't feel good. And what we do a lot is we justify it with our brain. It's like, oh, he didn't mean it like that. Or, oh, he's very busy. Or, oh, I was too much. And this is what we do. We justify something that's not right. That's what we keep on doing. We feel something is up and you need to do something with that. Yes, it can be something internally, but very often if you see these kind of behaviors that he's not really stepping up, then you need to do something. That is the truth. Then you need to start listening to what's going on in here. Stop justifying it in your head, because this is not right. This is not, you are prioritizing him, and you really need to find a man that does the same. So this is really important to feel and do something about it, with it, and stop justifying it in your head, because it's not going to take you anywhere. Because what you're doing is creating a monster. In Dutch we say you give him a finger and he takes your whole hand, and this is really how it works. It will continue until he gets even bored and sick and tired maybe of himself, that he's feeling like, oh, I'm not really investing in this woman, and he starts feeling bad, and then he stops seeing you altogether, and that's not what I want for you if you really like this guy. So it's very important to start listening to this gut feeling, step number 1. Step number 2, it is also very important that you start activating the part of you that really loves you. That loves other people, yes, but firstly loves you. Because once we, I call her the inner queen, activate the inner queen, we start valuing ourselves. That's what we do. We start really valuing ourselves. We start to look at things in a different way. We start to act in a different way. And with that, once we start valuing ourselves, men start to value us too. What you see in your dating life is actually very often a reflection of what's happening inside, how much you value yourself. Once you start valuing yourself, men will do that too. So, in this step 2, you're going to ask yourself the question to activate your queen. How would I look at the situation if I loved myself, if I appreciated myself, if I would prioritize me? How would I look at the situation if I would love me? That's how you activate your queen. She knows how to do this. And I always say, when you start communicating, really do this from your heart. So don't be, I call her the wounded queen, you have to do this for me. No, he doesn't have to do anything. But do it from your heart, to love yourself, but also the other person. And there's definitely a way to do this. It's really starting to speak from how you feel. It would feel amazing to see you. Instead of saying, you're never investing in me. It doesn't work that way. So this is a way to do it. But in step 3, I will dive a little bit deeper into this. Because this is then about setting boundaries. To not accepting the behavior. So first step, you feel, something is up. You feel it in your tummy very often. And then you start asking yourself, so if I would value myself, if I would prioritize myself, if I would love myself, then how would I deal with this situation? So your inner queen, ask your queen. And then indeed you start setting your boundaries. And they can be verbal, and they can be very simple as, it would feel amazing, if we could chat a little bit more often, or if you would respond more quickly to what I'm asking you, or give me a direct answer to the question. Just like that. Don't complain, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. No, speak from your desire. So that's one. But with that, it's also a boundary. You're starting to speak your truth, and that's very important. And if you then notice that he's not picking that up, he's not doing anything with that, then what you can start doing is actually step number 2 in this section, or B, is start really setting boundaries. And then more doing boundaries. So you start doing something. So the first boundary is speaking, and the second boundary would be doing. And what do I mean with doing? For example, a client of mine, she's dating a man, and he's showing this kind of behavior. He's really showing this kind of behavior. And so I'm also teaching her to act like a queen, think like a queen. And she starts to get it. So she had an example of the guy actually asking her, so could you meet tomorrow night? That was the question. In first instance, he was asking that. And then the next day, because it was quite late that the message got there, she was like, yeah, I would like to meet tonight. At what time, are we meeting? And then throughout the whole day, she didn't hear anything from the guy, anything. And then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, she was like, so what's the plan? And she had been having these kind of issues with this man, not replying to texts, not even showing up on dates, but she really likes him. So she needs to start setting boundaries. So for example, what I told her, what you could do is tell him, let me know before 4 p.m., 5 p.m. At what time you want to meet. And that's a boundary. And if he doesn't take it, then don't come at 6 o'clock. Oh yeah, I can, make it, or I cannot make it. Then you already make plans. So you start taking action yourself. You're not going to wait for this guy anymore. And this might be very, very scary for you, because you're like, oh shit, with that I'm going to push him away. And actually, you might push this guy away, because he might not like your boundaries. But the thing is, if he doesn't like your boundaries, then he doesn't like you. And this is normal to, respond to people more quickly. Don't leave them in the gray area. And don't be like, yeah, we'll let you know. That's not serious dating. It's not. So it is actually not a bad thing to lose this guy potentially. It is not, because he was not going to invest in you anyways. He might have liked the way things were going, but you didn't. Then it's better to lose the guy than actually it is to hold on to him, because you're gonna suffer. You're gonna suffer. So setting your boundaries might do two things. Either it makes him step up and, you know, start playing the game according to your rules as well, or that is at least 50-50. Or he's not gonna continue seeing you, and with that you create space for a man that is really ready to invest in you. And this is how it works. You need to be willing to walk away. You need to be willing to set boundaries. Maybe this sounds a little bit weird, but in that sense, treat him like a kid. Because the thing is, once you give him the finger, he might take your whole hand. But it's up to you if you let him. Men don't treat you a certain way. No, you let them treat you a certain way. So I hope that this video was very helpful. And if you're like, Maria, but how do I activate this queen inside? Because I do get the principle, but to be very honest, I'm not ready. I cannot set these boundaries. I find it so scary, and indeed, I'm afraid that I push him away. Well, let me help you then with your self-confidence, because that's what it is. Your queen is about confidence. And I also want to help you, of course, determine if the man you're dating is actually a good guy to invest in, yes or no. So I do offer personal coaching, and if you want to know more about that, I will make sure that also here below there's a link that you can check out. Well, thank you very much again for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to download my free ebook, 5 Types of Men You Want to Avoid During Dating. Have a great day, and see you at the next video.